Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into the exact numbers and the behind-the-scenes strategy of what is, honestly, one of the most astonishing corporate turnarounds we've seen in recent tech history. We're looking at a platform that spent literally decades trying to figure out its financial footing, only to suddenly flip a switch and become an absolute powerhouse.
You know this little guy, right? Snoo, the iconic Reddit mascot? For years, Reddit was universally known as the front page of the internet, which is great, but it was also famously unprofitable. It had no problem capturing our attention, but monetizing it? That was a whole different story. Well, looking at the data from late 2025 and early 2026, it turns out our little alien friend here has quietly built a massively lucrative digital empire.
So, here is the multi-billion-dollar question we're answering today. How exactly did a link-sharing forum transform into a $27 billion tech giant? How did they pull this off? Because it definitely wasn't just a single lucky break. It was actually a highly calculated execution across three distinct revenue pillars, all driven by a massive surge in user engagement. And I gotta say, Wall Street was caught completely off guard by the sheer velocity of this growth.
Okay, let's start with the defining number of this whole turnaround. $530 million. That is Reddit's net income for the full year of 2025. Now, to put that into perspective, this represents a staggering $1 billion year-over-year improvement. Let that sink in for a second. They didn't just slowly inch their way toward profitability. They absolutely kicked the door down, generating over $500 million in pure profit in a single year.
When you compare 2024 to 2025, the leap is just ridiculous. Total revenue hit $2.2 billion. That's a 69% growth rate, and ad revenue alone made up $2.1 billion of that. But you know what Wall Street really cares about? Adjusted EBITDA, basically the core operational profit. That came in at $845 million with a 38% margin. Reddit isn't just surviving anymore, folks. It has officially become a cash-generating machine.
To really understand how they pulled off these staggering numbers, we've got to look at the first of their three main pillars. Pillar 1, the advertising value engine. For a long time, advertisers were kind of terrified of Reddit's unpredictable, Wild West communities. But that narrative has completely flipped on its head. Reddit proved that its unique community-based structure is actually an advertiser's absolute dream if you know how to leverage it.
And here is the secret sauce. It's pure cost efficiency. Right now, advertisers are getting a massive 5.1x cost advantage on Reddit compared to Meta. We're talking about an effective cost per thousand impressions, or ECPM, of just $2.29 on Reddit versus nearly $12 on Meta. The cost per click, just 59 cents, compared to Meta's 133. Brands are literally getting up to 4 times as many eyeballs for the exact same budget, and they're keeping those click-through rates comparable. It's a no-brainer.
Because of these unbeatable costs, advertisers absolutely swarmed the platform. Active advertisers grew 75% in the fourth quarter alone. Brands are striking gold in these hyper-specific, niche subreddits. E-commerce brands are seeing crazy 2 to 5% conversion rates. Software companies are landing highly qualified business leads for a fraction of what they usually pay. Even financial services are thriving just by jumping into personal finance threads. Honestly, if you've ever bought a gadget because someone recommended it in a niche hobby subreddit, you've seen this gold rush firsthand.
Which brings us to Pillar 2, search engine visibility dominance. This revenue pillar is driven entirely by how we, you and I, search for information today. It's a phenomenon you've almost certainly participated in without even thinking about it.
Think about it. How often do you add the word Reddit to the end of a Google search because you want a real answer from a real human? Well, search algorithms picked up on that. They now aggressively favor authentic, user-generated content, meaning Reddit absolutely dominates organic search. They command a staggering 37% share of social platform visibility in Google's top 10 results. They are leaving giants like YouTube and Quora completely in the dust, currently ranking for over 595 million keywords.
Now, all of this authentic human conversation naturally leads us to pillar number 3, the really futuristic one, the AI data goldmine. As these large language models get smarter, their appetite for conversational, nuanced human data has just become insatiable. And guess what? There is literally no larger, better repository of that data anywhere on the internet than Reddit.
Get this. Reddit is now the #1 most cited source in AI models. They are cited 3 times more frequently than Wikipedia. Because users pumped out 616 million posts in 2025 alone, tech giants are opening up their checkbooks for direct access. Reddit locked in a $60 million annual deal with Google,
and a roughly $70 million annual deal with OpenAI. Just think about that. They are being paid hundreds of millions of dollars just to let tech companies read our everyday conversations to build the future of AI. It's wild.
But look, none of these revenue engines, not the ads, the search dominance, or the AI licensing, work without actual people. Expanding the global audience is what fuels this whole machine. Reddit ended 2025 with over 121 million daily active unique visitors. That's a massive audience. But the real story for their future, it's where those users are actually coming from.
The true runway for growth is happening overseas. While the US market grew at a very healthy, respectable 9%, international user growth just went parabolic, skyrocketing 28% year over year. Actually, international users now make up the majority of daily usage, with nearly 69 million daily actives. This global expansion is a massive, largely untapped well for future ad revenue.
CEO Steve Hoffman really hit the nail on the head here. He noted that this next era of Reddit is defined by sharper execution, global expansion, and product innovation that puts real people and conversations at the center. This deliberate focus on authenticity wasn't just a cute marketing slogan. It is the exact catalyst for this new era of profitability. They leaned hard into what makes them unique, instead of just trying to become another generic social network.
And honestly, the financial markets ate it up. Wall Street market validation followed right along. Remember when Reddit went public in early 2024? There were so many skeptics. Analysts were constantly asking if a platform known for rebellious communities and anonymous users could ever mature into a disciplined, profitable public company.
Well, the market has absolutely spoken. By early 2026, Reddit stock soared, hitting a market cap of nearly $27.85 billion. They completely defy the odds, permanently silencing all those doubts from their IPO. They even authorized a $1 billion share repurchase program, basically buying back their own stock, which, in the finance world, is the ultimate flex. It screams financial confidence and massive free cash flow.
So I'm going to leave you to ponder this final question. As Reddit transitions from a simple message board into an actual critical infrastructure layer of the internet, feeding search engines, training AI, and offering crazy ROI for advertisers, what does this mean for the future of user-generated content? Their ability to monetize our everyday casual conversations is clearly just getting started, and it shows that the value of authentic human connection has literally never been higher. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you next time.